What is lactose and what is its intolerance about?
Wow. Yes, we do truly become intolerant to lactose, and that happens to us as adults mainly because the gene that is responsible for the expression of the enzyme called lactase, which helps us to digest the lactose, that gene stops or reduces its expression as we grow older. Now, in some people this happens when they turn 16, in others this happens when they turn 40. But eventually all of us do see some or the other form or degree of lactose intolerance. To answer your question on what is lactose, lactose is the sugar which is present in milk and milk products. So it's a naturally occurring sugar. The carbs in milk are lactose, and when our body is not able to digest them because of the deficiency of the lactase enzyme, is when we start seeing some symptoms like indigestion or flatulence and gases when we drink milk. Some people like me, we get like a small tummy ache, or sometimes if I've really gone for it and had, say, a cold coffee, for example. I don't really do that now because I've learned it the hard way. The consequences of drinking, say, a cold coffee or a frappe when I have lactose intolerance, it meant that I had to rush to the loo, which obviously none of us wants to do. But yeah, so all of those are symptoms wherein you could get diarrhea because of it, or you could also get flatulence. You just could have your tummy rumbling, telling you that, Amita, you did not make a good choice. So all of that is possible. And so essentially lactose intolerance is nothing but a deficiency of the lactase enzyme.
Right. So is lactose intolerance similar to that of a milk allergy?
No, it's different there. So where allergies are concerned, you will also get symptoms like rashes, or your face and ears and everything is going to swell up. If the allergy is very severe, then you would find that your throat is choking up, or you're not able to, you'll find difficulty in breathing, which can also lead you to anaphylactic shock. Thankfully, lactose intolerance is not the same as a lactose allergy, which means that the worst thing that can happen to me with lactose intolerance is that I will get diarrhea.
Okay.
And if I keep on repeating that behavior, then I will have trouble with my absorption, or I will lose body water and things like that, which would happen because of a constantly occurring diarrhea, but thankfully not a big symptom like my ears and nose swelling up or face puffing up. That doesn't happen. That's the difference between an allergy and your lactose intolerance.
Right. So so some of the symptoms you've mentioned, like the rumbling and diarrhea, what are some other symptoms that a person can assume with the lactose intolerance?
So you will find that you are not able to digest not just milk but milk products as well. So you will find that you have difficulty digesting curd, or you have difficulty digesting paneer, or cheeses would make you feel uncomfortable. It could also give you headaches. Some people get headaches as well as a symptom, and because of that, it also means that a lot of times the food that you have in front of you, if it does contain dairy products, then you will not be able to eat it unless of course you are willing to say just go through the discomfort of it. Now what does happen here though, I don't want to make light of an intolerance, because every time you are subjecting your body to something that you are intolerant to, you will find that the symptoms of intolerance actually keep on increasing. So, and which is why a lot of times people actually stop the dairy products only once they have realized that, dude, it's giving me a lot of diarrhea, or it's just too much of flatulence, or too many stinky farts, or too much rumbling and tummy ache and everything, is when they stop. So the symptoms actually begin a little as mild symptoms pretty early, but it takes people some time to notice it and then to act on it.
Right. Are there any particular biochemical tests which are available to know that I'm lactose intolerant, or is it just the symptoms that we have to observe on?
So lactose intolerance, you could get an IgE test done for that, but you will see a positive result only if your intolerance is very severe. So most lactose intolerance is diagnosed only through such symptoms and through what one can call like a self-analysis and self-awareness, where you are eating something and you look at how you feel. But it's only when you have like a very severe case, then you could get it tested.
Right.
So what is gluten?
Gluten is a protein found in wheat and wheat products, obviously. So some people are sensitive to gluten, wherein if they have gluten, then they are going to see some digestive issues like bloating. Another thing that could happen is sometimes you might even get diarrhea. You might have trouble digesting it, like tummy aches and everything. In an extreme case, if you have celiac disease, then it's going to cause you like a massive flare up. So for people with celiac disease or a frank gluten intolerance, they definitely have to avoid it.
Okay.
But for others, whether gluten is evil or not evil depends on how your body reacts to it.
What's the difference between gluten sensitivity, intolerance and celiac disease?
Sensitivity is a vague or more colloquial term used for someone who has a mild intolerance. Okay. Gluten intolerance is something where people know that if they have more than say 2 chapatis in a day, or where they can have whole wheat chapatis, but if they have maida or refined wheat flour products like any bakery products, then they are going to face trouble digesting it. So that is your gluten intolerance. And gluten allergy is one where if you have it, you're going to get all of the standard allergic responses, like your ears and nose and face and everything will puff up, you will have difficulty breathing, you know, and it can even lead you to an anaphylactic shock, which is like a very severe situation which can arise out of any allergy for that matter.
Okay.
So if you're allergic to gluten, you definitely need to be very, very careful to completely avoid it. It is not a risk to be taken lightly. It is not something to just, you know, gloss over or be like, it's okay, it's just an allergy. No, it's not just an allergy. It can be truly fatal. If you are intolerant to gluten, then you may get away with, you know, eating say once in a while a sandwich outside, but if your life depends on sandwiches and naans and everything, or pizzas and pastas which are largely made from refined wheat flour, then you could be in trouble. The cost that you would pay for it would be a fair bit of indigestion, and it could even cause you diarrhea. That is the other thing that can happen. If you are sensitive to it, then barring some digestive discomfort, you are generally safe. So you could be a little free with your gluten intake.
What to eat if you are gluten free?
Yeah, but let me explain that first in the weight loss context, okay? So when you are on a gluten-free diet, then you are going to end up eating millets, because now you can't eat gluten, and millets don't have any gluten, rice doesn't have any gluten, right? But people fail to understand in the weight loss context that the amount of carbs that you have in wheat compared with millets is pretty similar. Okay, so from an energy point of view or from a calorie point of view, you are not really changing anything by eating millets as compared to your wheat roti. But and you can actually still gain weight even, or you can not drop even a single kg even after you have been on a gluten-free diet, if your calories are still exceeding what you actually need.
Okay. Then other than millets, what can people have? Is sourdough okay to have if people are gluten free?
So sourdough is not okay to have if you're gluten free, or if you need to avoid gluten for some specific reason like celiac disease, because sourdough is also going to have gluten. But you can opt for millets which are gluten free. Buckwheat is a great option for you. You have barley, you have oats, your rice. Rice is gluten free, so you can even have amaranth, you can have quinoa, or you have a lot of options if you are gluten free. So we often find in the clinic when we have patients of celiac disease, when we tell them that you can't eat anything with gluten ever, and then they start thinking that, oh my god, so what am I going to eat now? You have more options rather
Yes.
when you are not eating gluten, because you're now becoming more creative with the way you are including whole grains in your diet. So there are options, plenty of options.
People with gluten intolerance, do they face constipation or diarrhea?
Oh wow, great question. People with gluten intolerance could face either constipation or diarrhea or none, and could just be extremely bloated as well, you know. So the symptoms vary from person to person. If you are sensitive or even intolerant to gluten, you could even have say just constant flatulence with it, you know.
Okay.
So it's not really a you can't predict, as in with gluten, whether you're going to have, if you're not able to digest it, whether it's going to put you in the constipation side or the diarrhea side. But there will be some or the other kind of digestive trouble, is for sure, if you are sensitive to it or intolerant to it, not otherwise. Most of us are brought up on eating whole wheat chapati at home, and we don't face any problem. But we might find that if we are eating, say, chana bhatura outside, or you're eating pizza, or you know,
Pasta.
say pasta or something, then you're going to find that you're constipated the next day, right? So
Correct.
some people might also find that they actually get diarrhea as well. So it could be anything.
Okay.